Hello friends, we would like to continue with our second chapter, colorization. In previous chapter, we have seen how we can work with the nodes. So today we would like to learn about how you can take the measurements and fill up the colors and pictures into a particular drawing or an object. So here I have just made a ready-made object over here. What we can do is I will just tell you how to measure first and then start with your colorization. So basically, to begin with, we have our roller lines over here. If they are not there, then we can click on view and switch on and off the ruler lines from here. Now I will switch on the guidelines also so that they can help me with my measurement units. So I click the guidelines on. Now there were some guidelines already here. So what I can do is I can just right click here and delete these guidelines which were already there. Usually they are not there. Since I had drawn this object, the guidelines were taken. So that is the reason the guidelines were available right now. Otherwise the guidelines you have to click here on this ruler line and then drag the guidelines out here. So you see there is a measurement unit over here, like this is at the 10 inches. Now the measurement unit is into inches on your ruler line. I press the right click and I can go to ruler setup to check what is my measurement unit. So here on my right hand side I can see the units are measured into inches. So in case if you don't want, you can make the changes into millimeters, pick points, whatever, but usually we are more comfortable with inches, so you can put it as horizontal line as inches and I say OK. Now here I take this and drag this out according to my measurement. So I want my height of my object to be, say this is 2 inches, 4 and 6. So the height should be 6 and the width of my object should be say I want an image in say 2 by 6, so 4 inches. 4 inches, as you see 2, 4 and 6, so this becomes 4 inches and this becomes 6 inches. So my height and width of an object which will be placed in this particular object will be 4 by 6 inches. So we will see how when we play with the colors, how we can work out with this object's placing. So what I can do is I can just reduce this object a bit over here and up till here. So the height will be perfectly how many inches here? 6 inches, and this will be 4 inches. Now what I do is I press F11 key. When I press F11 key, I get a lot of fountain fills over here. Okay, so before I work out with this fountain fills, what I do is I cancel this up and I duplicate some images. I press Ctrl D, duplicate some images, and I keep over here at the side so that I get to work with many objects and I can see the colorization. So here what I do is I again press F11 key, okay, and then check the first color. So now this is a single color wherein I have 3 options over here what kind of colorization I will be doing. Now these are the single colors, like when I press here I have this, when I move this pointer I get the color creativity over here. So these are my new colors below and this is my old color which was there in the object. So I just move this pointer wherever I want and I get the shades available here. Now what happens is in the single colors I have the model colors, that is red, green, blue, CM, YK. These are the models of the colors. Now supposing you have liked a particular shade, like say for example you have taken red, green, blue, and in red, green, blue you have liked this particular shade. So what you can do is you can just take a pen and your diary and note down this numbers which are available here. That's red, the mixture of 163, and green of 54, blue is 70. So you have to mention these colors, because when you're actually working in a printing press, you need to write down these colors, because you will not waste your time in searching a particular shade. Because when a work is given in a printing press, you need to have exact colors to be applied in a document, or whatever activity or whatever work has been given by the parties. So basically, when you work in CorelDRAW, you actually work on the real colors. It's not that your practice colors. So basically, you have to work with the real colors. So in that case, you have to maintain your colorization. So you have to maintain the numbers mentioned over here. So now, for example, I just move this colors over here, and then again I need that particular shade. So since I had noted down these colors, what I do is I just come on this red and type 163. Then I come here, and what was the mixture? 54, and here it was 70. So I get the exact shade which was applied before. This was the shade which I had created. So because I had maintained the numbers over here in my diary, that is the reason I was able to get my color immediately. So I have to maintain the model number and the color viewers. Now when I say color viewers, if I say brightness base, then you will have the brightness base colors. So you have the color viewers separately in RGB 3D additive. Here you have the viewers, separate viewers over here. So the creativity is a bit different, but the measurement units which will be used here will be the same. So you have to, whatever is the color viewer, accordingly we just have to maintain the number of quantity which is used by that particular color. So this is regarding the simple colors. Then you have this pentagon color hues. Then you have the variations. Now this is pentagon, means 5 colors are mixing. So I just move this. When I move my 5 shades, these are the 5 dots wherein 5 colors have been mixed, and this particular color is been created. But here, as you see, the model number is red, green, blue only, or RGB, and the color harmonies. Okay. This is color blend, that's a mixture of 4 colors, and this is color harmonies. These are the 2 types of mixers which are there. Okay. Now variation. Variation means towards your eyesight, how the color should be looking, whether it should be warmer or a cooler. You see there is a palette over here which is showing the lighter shades, which is showing your darker shades, your cooler shades, your warmer shades, and less saturated colors. That is the less mixing of your colors. So variations are there. So how you want, like you want the particular color to be looking a little lighter, so you get all the lighter shades over here. You can directly even select the color from here, from this color palettes, or you can create your own colors by moving this color palette. And when you get you see the palette is also changing according to your selections. When I say lighter, all my pentagon colors, 5 colors which are getting mixed, they are all into the lighter shades. But when I select the variation as darker shade, I get all the darker shades, as well as the palette also will look a little more darker. All the colors will be looking more darker. Okay. So here it depends what kind of hues you are mixing. When I select triangle, that means 3 colors are getting mixed. And similarly, my color palette will be displayed here with various colors. So it depends what kind of hues you want to apply and which colorization you want to do. So here you just have to play a little bit of, practice a lot of colorization, and whatever colors you like, you could just note down the quantity of the colors and in your diary and use it later again. Okay. Now this is your size of the color palette. Okay. How much color palette size you want. So this over here, this is your size of the color palette. Now here, as I said, in the same case, if you want CMYK, that is your cyan, magenta, yellow and black. Now how does this original colors look? You see there is a color 0, 23, 98 and 0. Now I want pure cyan to be seen. How does my pure cyan color looks? So what I do is I press 100 over here. Okay. Then magenta I keep it as 0. Yellow I keep it as 0 and black as 0. If you remember in my first lecture I have mentioned Y stands for yellow and K stands for black in computers and B stands for blue in computers. Okay. So always when you're working with colors in computers, always the K alphabet stands for black and B stands for blue. So here I have typed 100 as cyan. So here I can see my original cyan color. I just say OK and I'll show you all the 4 colors. Okay, I'll try to duplicate one more object over here. I'll press Ctrl D and duplicate so I can show you all the 4 colors. Okay, so I press F11 key, come back to single colors. Then what did I do? Model CMYK, the second option I had taken, CMYK. I type 0 because I've already seen the cyan color. Then I type 100 for magenta. Then I type 0 here for yellow and black 0. Okay. When I say OK, I get the real magenta. So this is my real magenta color. Okay. Similarly, again I press F11 key. I come back to the single colors and then I go to CMYK. And I want to see the original yellow color. So I type 0 here, magenta 0 and yellow I type 100, K 0 and say OK. So I get my yellow. And a complete black again, I press F11 key, the first option here. Then I select CMYK and I put 0 here. 0 magenta, 0 yellow and 100 to be my actual black color. So here, now these are my 4 colors. Usually when you're working in a printing press, all your color plates are printed in this 4 colors and then the color creativity is done. So that process we may learn a little later, how the printing press works with the colors. So right now as you see, below whatever colors I use in my document, they get added up in the palette so that frequently when I require, the colors can be used from here instead of searching in the palette. So this is another way. Or as I said, if the file is not saved, sometimes you work or the power goes off, then these colors may not be saved along with your file. So it's better you note down in a diary and keep so that you get the shades later on. Okay, fine. Now here, as I said, we wanted to work out with some more colors. So I press F11 again. Now when I press F11, the first option which is there, okay, I click here on this. Then I have this so many color palettes over here. Now this is only one color palette which is displayed, that is Phantom Solid Coated. When I click on this arrow here, what happens is I have millions and millions of colors and shades according to my requirement. Like say for example, I click on say process colors. Okay, in process colors I click on CMYK. Now in one color model, as you see, I have miscellaneous colors, I have nature colors, I have people. Supposing you're drawing some cartoons or maybe people, then for eyes you have a different color palette. So I click on eyes, you see all the eyes colors will be displayed. I again click here, I say feminine, I have all the feminine colors. Similarly, I have flesh tones. I have so many flesh tones available here. I want to have hair colors. I have so many hair colors over here. Now, so you may be having a confusion here how yellow colors are there. But sometimes in the cartoons and all, we need to have some cartoon objects and all. They have different kinds of, shades applied for their hair, like any type of colors which are applied. So basically, CorelDRAW programmer has given a lot of colors into our software. You want to apply lipsticks, then you have all these lipstick colors. So similarly, whatever colors you need, each and every shade is available into your CorelDRAW palettes, color palettes. Now these are only single colors. In the next lecture we will see how we can have multi-colors, mixed colors, and you can have a detailed colorization or mixing of the colors. Things. Now as you say things, you can say candy, then you have the candy colors. When I click here, I want to have fire colors. I have all the fire colors. Pencil, I have pencil colors. Then roses, I have all the roses color. Okay. So, wood, then I have these wood colors. Okay. So many colors are available. So similarly, you just have to surf through, go through all these colors. As you click, like wood flooring, then you have the wood flooring colors. There's a very big list of colors available. You will take at least an hour or two to go through all the colors. So in your free time, what you could do is you could just go through the shades and colors so that you could note down certain frequently used colors which you can note down and quickly go through that particular palette and get your colors back again. Okay. So here we come back again. Now there is a name of the color also. Whatever colors you're using, you can even directly type the name over here and get your color activated. Now here you see CMYK mixture is given as well as the mix. Here the hexagon, what colorization you have used, the mixing of this, like you had the hexagon, which colors mixing was done with this and the palette name. Okay. So I say okay over here. Now as I said, we can come back to F11 again. Now when you say F11, these were the single colors what we have gone through. The second option is the fountain fill. Now fountain fill means applying a gradient of colors or shades. Now this is an example over here wherein you can even add a lot of colors in this. Like say for example, I click here, you see there is a color displayed here. So I can just click here, and as I have learned about my color palette, so all these 3 color palettes are available here, which you can pick up the colors which I had shown you just now. So here you can just increase and decrease, and you can create your own shades over here itself accordingly, whatever is your requirement. Okay, or you can pick up the single colors and just make your color and add up your shade over here. So apart from this, like when I like this color, what I do is I double click here and just select any other color. So there I have multi-colors shades over here. Double click over here again and click here. Add this shade. Double click again. You see, double click here. Supposing I do not want a color over here, so I just again double click and remove the color. Okay, or I just drag this out and I can position the color. So you can do the positioning from here also, whichever color is selected, or you can directly drag it out from over here. Okay. So now friends, here I have created a shade, but then I have different blend transitions, how I want the color to be blended. Now if I say this elliptical fountain fill, I get an elliptical fountain fill. I want a conical fountain fill, I get a conical fountain fill. I want to move this a little up, I can just drag with the mouse and move this a little up. Okay. I have another mesh tool which I will be teaching you all, where directly you can work on the screen. But right now through these options we can just practice these colors. Then I have a rectangular fill. How you want the rectangular fill? You want to add up more colors. As I said, you can just double click here and add up more colors, whatever colors you want. Now in this particular shade, what you want is you want to add up a little more transparency in that color. So you see the color is getting transparent. You can see the transparency here also. Whichever color you want to add up a little more transparency, you can add up. If you don't want, you can just click here and reduce it and bring back to the original color. Okay, now this is the positioning as I said. Now here these are the blend transitions. mirror, repeat and reverse. When you say mirror, repeat and reverse, when I click here on the fountain fill, okay, now as you see this particular object, I'll just place the colors a little higher, and you see this color is here. I say mirror repeat. You see there is a mirror repeat over here, the colors. If I remove this, just simple, just observe the filling of this particular object over here. This is a mirror repeat and this is fountain fill repeat. So after completing this fountain, again it starts from here. So the fountain fill is repeated according to the size of the object. As I increase, like say for example, now from here, if I say okay and I increase the object over here, you see the fountain fill is repeated or extended a little more. So when you practice this perfectly, you will be able to identify the colorization in the right way. Okay. So what I do is I press F11 again, and I have this flow over here. Now what do you mean by this flow? When I click on this option, okay, and I type 5 over here and I say okay, you see there are 5 colors steps to be added. I repeat again, I press F11 key, and instead of 5 I just type 2, okay, and okay. So I get 2 steps here. That's 2 colors, that's white and whatever color is used. I repeat again, F11, and I type say around 50 steps to be involved. Okay. So I have my 50 steps, but you cannot see the original mixing of the colors because the original fountain fill is 256 points, but when you reduce those points, you see the colors, you can see some kind of pixels. When I increase, you see the difference over here. I again go to F11 and I click on this particular option, set to default. When I set to default, you see 256, you can see the original colors. Okay, I repeat again, I click here and I type say 5 steps and okay. You see how the colors look. So it depends on whatever creativity. Now when you actually work, the experience of graphics takes a long time, that is maybe a year or 2 to get a proper experience in your creativity, because it's quite vast. Since the CorelDRAW software is used worldwide, the organization all over the world have different activities to be done. So it all depends on which organization you will be joining for a job and what kind of creativity you will be doing. So accordingly you will be having a specialization in a particular topic, because the software itself is quite vast, as I said. So even the colorization part which we have learned today, you will understand the basic concepts as you keep going further with your creativity. Okay, thank you friends. I will be continuing with my colorization in the 3rd chapter, because the colorization chapter is quite vast. We have a lot of options to be learned in this particular color palette. So I will continue in the next lecture for this colorization. Okay friends, thank you.